Welcome to Real Estate Riches, where Kathy Byrnes empowers realtors to achieve the success they've always dreamed of. Starting her career at 55, Kathy built a thriving business that offers the freedom of time and financial independence. And now she's sharing her journey to help others do the same. Whether new to the industry or looking to level up, this channel is your hub for proven strategies, inspiring stories, and the tools you need to grow your real estate business. Join Kathy each week to explore global opportunities, successful systems, and expert insights to take your career to the next level. Get comfortable, pick a video, and start learning. Your journey to success starts now.
Hey everybody, it's Kathy Byrnes here with Real Estate Riches, and I'm really honored to have Mike Chugani as my guest today. And he is, as you can see in the background of his picture, he's the #1 agent in his office for the past 3 years, both in production and in gross commission. Are units sold, right?
Yes, units sold.
Yes.
Thank you for the introduction, Kathy. I really appreciate it, and it's nice to be here with you.
Well, I'm excited to have you on here because you and I have a similar interest of being a global realtor, and you work with investors and things like that. So I really wanted to, #1, get a little bit of background on you so that you could kind of catch people up. Like, how did you get to be #1? What's your story?
Definitely. So I was in the jewelry business for many, many years, and I was kind of getting tired of it, and I wanted to do something else. So I decided to get my real estate license. I got my license in 2014. I joined Keller Williams in 2015. And for the first year that I was with Keller Williams, I was the Rookie of the Year. So I got the
Wow.
Rookie of the Year award. And after that, I've been in the top 5. And for the past 3 years, I've been #1 in GCI and units closed.
That's impressive. And are you in Miami? Is that where you are?
So I'm in Pembroke Pines. It's the greater Fort Lauderdale area. It's about
Gotcha.
20 minutes from the main Miami city, but Fort Lauderdale and Miami is kind of like, twin city. Yeah.
Yes, I get that. So, well, that's quite an achievement because there are a ton of realtors in Florida.
Yes, yes.
Right.
We have I think 50,000 realtors.
Yeah, it's crazy. And your office, I think you told me, was over 300 agents. So that's quite a feat. And especially starting, were you older when you started your career?
Yes.
See, me too.
Because all these years I've been in the jewelry business since
Yeah.
I was a teenager. So
But you must have had a good database of people that you could probably talk to. Is that right?
yes. So basically, my database consists of my relatives, cousins, friends, also my clients in the jewelry business
Right.
in the United States and overseas. I used to
See,
travel a lot with my business, the jewelry business that I did.
yeah,
So that's how I got to know a lot of people overseas as well.
that's wonderful. And that's your database is critical. And do you do anything special to kind of stay in touch with everybody?
Yes, I'm always constantly in touch with them, and I have a good relationship. I built a very good relationship with them. So it's not all about business, it's not all
Right.
about, it's all about friendship, getting to know them more, and
How do you do that? Are you calling a certain, do you go through a list? How do you do it?
So yes, I kind of time block. So from 9 to 2, I'm in the office every day, 5 days a week. And then I'm constantly emailing my clients, constantly in touch with WhatsApp. WhatsApp is the best tool that I
I
use.
love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if I don't get in touch in calls, I'll always send them a message,
Smart.
And
And
it's I always wish them happy birthday or wedding anniversary or happy new year or any festivals. I wish them. So I'm constantly in touch with them. So they know that anytime they think about real estate in Florida, it's me.
yes. And now are you doing that within a CRM?
So I don't really use the CRM that much, but I'm kind of old school, so I have it written down.
I gotcha.
So I'm always in touch and always call.
Well, they say whatever CRM that you use is the best one. So yours is handwritten. So
Yeah.
that's all works.
Yes.
And because you can have it on the greatest system in the world, but if you didn't use it, it's kind of useless.
True.
And
True
you're
that.
clearly having success the way that you're doing it. Well, that's
Yes.
wonderful. Now, I know you work with a lot of investors too. Tell me how you got on that path and some advice for our listeners here to see how they could do something like that.
So I'm a numbers guy and I'm an investor myself.
Mm,
So I try and see what properties are good and what is the ROI on it. So I started sending these properties to my clients and they started buying.
mm,
And once they were happy, they were telling their friends, relatives about them. So I got a lot of referrals too through them. And I
that's
built
great.
my business and my database that way.
Are you doing it internationally as well? Like where you're selling, referring out of state and then they're also buying in the States? How's that
So
working?
I do have clients all over the US since I travel a lot and also mainly international.
Mm-hmm.
So they have like my group of international investors and buyers have a big database themselves. So, I get a lot of good referrals through them. And then they are happy with me and they refer me out to their friends or family.
Yeah. So that's to your advantage that you had that sphere. What would you say to an agent who didn't? Like you started obviously looking at properties and analyzing them. What did you do to analyze it so you could figure it out?
So I look a lot into new construction and luxury units.
Hmm.
So basically, for my investors, I concentrate on new construction a lot because that's where they don't have to spend more money in fixing it or doing anything to it.
Ah.
It rents very fast. I get it rented for them and get them top dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I get them very good deals. I have a great relationship with the builders and
Mm.
their managers and their directors. And I speak directly with them when I'm ready to make a deal, when I know that I can present my clients buy like a building of
Oh,
6 units or, 12 townhomes or X amount of units. And then I try and present it to the developer that I have a client and what's the best deal we can do for them. So
oh, so
it does take time to close a big deal like that for
sure,
5 million,
sure.
6 million, but I make sure it closes and my clients are happy.
Well, that's awesome. So you're presenting that developer the whole package deal. We're going to take the whole thing. So give us your best price, and you don't have to go through all the hassle.
Right, because I build relationships with them as well, and that
Mhm.
really helps a lot. So they know and they're confident that my clients will close the deal.
Yes, yes.
So I get better prices than I would say any other realtor because of the relationship
Hmm.
and the amounts of units that we've closed before. So they are very confident with my clients.
So do you do the property management on these buildings, or do you have a property management company that you give to your clients?
I don't. Most of my clients have their property manager, but
Okay,
if they don't, I find some
right.
property
But you're
manager
not
for
doing it.
them. Correct.
You're
No,
not.
I
You're not.
don't do it.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
want to take away time from my business
right.
to do property managing because that is a lot of work.
That
And
I'm so glad you said that because
I,
that's true.
yeah, so it's best to do like to be a master of one rather than being a jack of all trades. I believe in that.
Me too. That's a nugget
So
right
I
there, Mike.
concentrate on my sales rather than doing other things.
Yeah, that's smart. That's very smart.
Thank you.
So, do you get US investors buying in other countries?
Not for now, but
Mm-hmm.
I do have partners in other countries that I do work with. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe in the future if they require something, but they're very happy with their investments here in South Florida.
Okay. Well, maybe we should talk about that because I got some great ones out of country that are new construction, just
Sure,
like you're talking about, and
sure.
in Portugal and in Mexico and Spain. And a lot of these investors, like you have, because they're high dollar investors, they don't mind diversifying their portfolio even in other countries if they're getting good
Definitely,
deals.
they're open to it. Yeah, if they
Yeah.
see a good deal, if they see it's worth it, they would. So I'm
Yes.
ready for that too.
Okay, good. Well, we'll talk outside of this. Are you
Definitely.
doing anything with AI?
So personally, not me, but my VA does a lot with AI.
Okay. So you have a VA. I was wondering, what's your support system there for you? Are you a one-man show or
I
what?
am a one-man show, but I have a transaction coordinator.
Mhm.
And once I get into contract, they do a lot of work and then I oversee everything. And
Sure.
then the VA helps me with other things.
Is the VA local
Social
or?
media. No, he's international.
Yes, I have one in the Philippines. Great. Love her.
Yeah. I have one in India that helps me. He's
Do
pretty
you?
good.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't have
great.
to train him. He was already trained. So,
Even
it's-
better,
yeah.
right? Even better. Let's see. So, what is some advice that you would give some realtors that are, like you said, you started later in life? I started at 55. So, it's a lot. And you had a sphere. I moved to a state where I knew one person and didn't know the industry or even the state. So, it was difficult to get started. How did you dive right in and make it work for you?
So if you go to see, there are hardly like, I think 3% or less realtors working with investors.
Right?
And I think it's a huge market that they need to look into.
Oh,
Like,
so a
once
niche.
they know how to work with them, they can be very successful at it and they can make it their niche.
Well, I think that's great.
So,
That's great advice. Keep going.
so they also have to, build relationships with the builders, with developers,
Hmm.
and they have to look at new construction because that's very appealing to
Sure.
buyers.
Well,
Very
what do you think
appealing.
about going to investor clubs where you can run into investors?
I would love to.
Yeah. So I had helped a guy. I'm with EXP, and he was put a post in one of our group posts, and he said, "I've got an investor that wants to buy a hotel in Europe." And I think I told you this story, but anyway, he wanted to buy in Europe. I found out what his budget was, and I said, "Would you like to do it in Portugal?" And because I knew I had someone that could really help him, and they said yes. Well, that turned out to be a $5 million deal for this other agent. That was a referral. That's a nice referral, right?
Yes,
However, what he intrigued me, this guy was about 33 years old, only been in real estate for 3 years, and he was focused, like you said, on investors. And so he met this guy at one of the investor clubs, and he started working and learning what that investor's almost his formula was, that he said, "Here's my formula." Is that how they kind of come to you?
exactly. So every investor is different. They have
Yes.
like different criterias, and then you have to. So first, when I meet them, I actually speak to them. I don't show them anything till I don't
Right.
know what they want, what they require. And once I know what they want, what their criteria is, I show them that and make sure that I get the deal for them so they can close and be happy.
Yeah. Well,
So
that's
so far it's
perfect.
worked.
Oh yeah. Well, anytime you pick a niche, right? You got to get good at it, and that's what I'm
Yes.
hearing you say. You
Yes.
you
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 have to be
saw
a
the
master
you
of it.
saw the niche. You saw there was an opportunity there. You're in a wealthy area. You also had a sphere from your previous business that probably had wealth, and so you could start to reach out. Now, how do you market yourself?
So I have a VA that does the marketing on social media for me, and then whatever he does for me, I also send a lot of new construction to my clients. Like
Mm,
anything new comes up and luxury, the luxury buildings. So the Mercedes-Benz came up. I sold the units there. So
mm,
anything that comes up, I make it nice. He makes it good for me, and then I send it to all my clients. So
that's
whenever they see it, they ask me questions and I answer them
mm-hmm.
whatever, they need to know.
Yeah. So that's very proactive. So you're probably like on social media reading like when's something coming, what's hitting the ground. Do you go to
Yes.
the zoning departments? Do you do stuff like that?
So I also have a great relationship with the brokers and developers. So
Mm,
anything new, and they know I have great clients. So anything new that comes up because of the relationship, they send it to me and I market it for them. And
that
I,
is
I do
awesome.
sell these luxury units too.
Yeah, that
Um,
Mercedes one was big.
Yes.
That was very big. Well, this has been wonderful. Is there any other tips that you would say you want to suggest for agents getting on a path to be number one like you are?
So just have a vision, work hard, and get to your goal. Have a goal when you start the year, and then try and reach the goal. But be consistent and straight up, honest. And I think people should try out working with investors because I think that is a big, big, big deal.
I think it is a big deal too. I was thinking I was looking for global buyers who wanted to and buy overseas, like new construction, where they can get it at a ground floor price. It appreciates. They can stay there part of the year, but there's a lot of places that will do the property management for it. So it pays for itself. And yet they
Yes.
could go there for a month in like Portugal or wherever. And so that is an investment, and it's one that pays for itself.
Exactly. So, Kathy, when these new buildings come up, like the Mercedes-Benz or Waldorf Astoria, so I send it to my clients and I let them know that this is a good time to invest in it right now because
Yes.
they're getting the best price. So they start off with friends and family. And since I have a great relationship with them, I get to know of all these buildings and developments that are coming up. So I present it to my buyers and they're so happy because they are one of the first people to invest in it. So once the
Oh,
building is ready, they're already sitting on,
gold.
exactly, yeah.
Well, that's wonderful, because the other big thing that I'm hearing here is the relationship that you're building with all the people, all the parties, all the parties.
So this business is definitely not a transaction business.
Yes,
An agent should never feel it's a transaction business. Everything is relationship based.
I
And
agree.
they have to build a relationship not only with their clients, but with developers and
All the parties.
other
Yeah,
agents too. Very
yes.
important.
Well, this has been great, Mike. I really appreciate you being on here. It's been wonderful. And
No, thank you.
I,
Thank you for having me. I appreciate
you're
it.
you're welcome. So we're going to have everything for you to be able to get in touch with Mike. If you want to do investing, you can reach out to him. He's your guy, and just learn from him, because clearly success has secrets and he just shared a bunch of them. So I'm grateful to you. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Kathy.
See you on the next one.
Definitely. Bye-bye.
So thanks for joining me on this episode of Real Estate Riches. Wasn't that great? I'm sure you got a nugget or two. I know I did. So if you liked it, please subscribe below, share it with everybody, make some comments. We really find that invaluable. And if you're thinking that you would love to talk about this a little bit more, let's schedule a business strategy call. I'll have the link below. And let's see if we can't mastermind together and see if we can empower each other. That would be great. So until next time, signing off. Hope to see you on the next one.